Hard to believe that was the first career walk-off hit for Rhys Hoskins, the hero last night. There's been a lot of heroes lately for the Philadelphia Phillies. I'm joined now by Sam Fuld, the Vice President and General Manager of the Phils. And Sam, what an atmosphere last night, and you guys have had a lot to celebrate lately. I have to ask you, I'd be the first to say I didn't think a change in the managerial spot was needed. I was wrong. Is this all because of that move, in your opinion?
No, I don't think it's all because of the move. I mean, I think we certainly could have benefited from a little bit of a reset button, some of which was, really no concern of Joe's or anybody else who was going to fill his seat. But credit to Tom's for stepping in and just providing a steady force for us. And I think the players have reacted well to it. Tough to say how much of this recent success is due to that change, but we're really happy with the way the guys have been playing. They've sort of rallied around Thompson and the rest of the coaching staff and have just been playing definitely a much better brand of baseball recently.
Yeah, what a difference. 9-1 under him. You guys have won 10 of your last 11 games. What's clicking? It seems like everybody up and down the lineup really starting to hit, and the pitching's been there too.
It has. We've had sort of flashes of really good pitching earlier on in the season and flashes of really good hitting, but I think it's been really consistent on both sides of the ball. You see guys like Bryson Stott starting to feel a little bit more comfortable in the big leagues, and really 1 through 9, it feels like we've got weapons now that are clicking, and then anybody in that lineup can beat you on any given night. I thought last night was a great example of that. Matt Vierling comes in and has a big 9th inning 2-out knock and steals a base, and then Rhys plays the role of hero there, and we beat a really good Marlins team with Alcantara on the hill. That's a really, really nice win. So it's been really cool to see. The starting pitching's been our rock like the whole year, and they continue to throw the ball really well. Aaron Nola threw the ball exceptionally well last night, and we knew that our success was going to really be centered around our ability to eat innings and eat quality innings from our starting pitching group, and that's certainly been the case, especially lately.
Do you subscribe to the thought that when things are going well, they're just going well, and when you're hot, you're hot? The reason I bring it up is because Nick Castellanos ends up getting career hit 1,200 on a check swing that ends up being an RBI double. Sometimes things just go your way.
I would agree with that. It certainly seems like that. I mean, Didi's big hit yesterday is fair by maybe a foot. When things are going poorly, probably lands foul by a foot. It does seem like the ball tends to bounce your way when things are going well. Don't know if that's actually the case, but I think we certainly we remember the good things when things are going well, and we remember the bad things when things aren't going as well.
When Thompson took over, he said that Odubel Herrera was going to be able to keep that center field spot, but you were also going to see a little bit more of Moniak. How do you see that playing out? And tell me more about just your outfield in general, how you see that working, especially with Bryce's restrictions in terms of being able to throw.
Yeah, I mean, I think the silver lining to Bryce's unfortunate injury is that we just have an opportunity to get Nick and Schwarbs out there every night and see what they got. They're committed to being really good defenders, and it's been cool to see like their commitment and work ethic, and working with our outfield coach Paco Figueroa and just becoming better defenders. And Kyle makes a great sliding catch last night, and I think you're seeing good improvement there. And in center field, Matt Vierling has been recalled recently and has shown really well. Odubel's playing really well. Mickey's had some struggles, but we still see a ton of upside in Mickey and his ability to help us in the future. So, it's a good opportunity to sort of spread some of those center field reps around, and let some healthy competition play out, and really match up our guys and put them in the best position to succeed depending on the matchup.
Yeah, you mentioned that in the outfield, and certainly the same could be said if you think about your infield spot, specifically second base. When you have Gene Segura out for some time, you get Didi back, but then you have Stott to move over to second, and he really seems to have been rejuvenated by the move in terms of his offense. What have you seen from him?
Just a higher level of comfort. I mean, I think he has a pretty slow heartbeat as it is, but he's making better decisions in the box. He's getting to some elevated heaters that he wasn't getting to in the beginning of the year. Has had a couple huge home runs for us. Took Mad Bum deep the other day on a breaking ball that he stayed, kept his shouldering on and stayed tight to. And it's just been really cool to see Bryson kind of turn back into the player that we know we have. He was unbelievable for us in the minor leagues and into the Arizona Fall League last year. And really nice to see him get comfortable and help us win a lot of games.
And it all comes down, as you know better than anybody, to pitching and defense. And you talked about how good the pitching has been all year long. Zach Wheeler, though, gets off to a pretty rough start, but he has flipped a switch. What have you noticed from him, particularly in his last 4 or 5 outings?
Well, I think the stuff has ticked back up. He's got elite stuff, and what we saw earlier in the year, I think, was a little bit a product of a shortened spring training and a late start for him specifically. So his B stuff is just about everybody else's A stuff, but now we're starting to see his A stuff come back, and the command, I think, doesn't get appreciated enough. He really just has an ability to locate all of his pitches, and I don't think there's too many people on the planet who has that level of command. So you couple the stuff and the command, and you get a really quality pitcher, and he's been dominant and a huge part of our success lately.
And Zach Eflin goes for you guys tonight against the Marlins, the second game of a 3-game set. Has he taken it up a notch, particularly in his last couple of starts?
He has. Yeah, he's throwing the ball well. Zach's right up there with the other Zach we have with Wheeler in terms of ability to locate the baseball. I don't know if his stuff gets enough appreciation too. It's a really good sinker when it's working. But he's also got the ability to kind of keep left-handers honest with a 4-seam up and in, and then it's a good changeup and a good slider, and then probably an underappreciated curveball. So he's got a lot of different weapons, and when he's clicking, he's really I think he's in the same conversation as some of our other horses, in Nola and Wheeler and Gibson, and I hope we can keep it going tonight.
All right. Speaking of keeping it going, how excited are you for your Stanford Cardinal? They punched their ticket to Omaha. The 8 teams are set. I know you will be keeping a very close eye on what's going on there in Nebraska.
Really tempted to fly out to Omaha and try to relive some of those memories, but I think I'll stay here in Philly. But yeah, it's been really cool to follow them. Coach Esker's done an awesome job.
And you went to the College World Series a couple of times yourself as a player, did you not? What was that experience like?
Tremendous. Unfortunately, couldn't pull out the championship any of the years I went. I was lost in the championship game, I think, my freshman and junior year. But had an amazing experience going out there and playing. It's just like you feel like you're in the big leagues when you're out there. And I know those guys wearing the Cardinal red will feel the same way this week, and I'll be rooting them on.
All right. Well, we really appreciate your time. You guys are in the heck of a great stretch, right in the middle of a great stretch there, and we love to see the success. Thanks for taking a few moments to be with us.
Thanks, Lana. Thanks for having me.